right, here we are. The playoffs are over, and we are on to the finals. We had two really exciting matchups, actually. We had SXP versus GPS. SXP played map 26, and GPS picked map 25. SXP took that game 3-1, and it was the same result in Suck versus TDT. Suck picked map 6, TDT picked map 21, and TDT took that game in 3 rounds. So I thought, especially the Suck versus TDT game was as exciting a playoff game as we've ever had, and I think that to plays into the way that the season was, which was really close. So I've got all of us, everyone here today was involved in a very exciting CTF game. So starting off, we've got Human Sphere.
Hello.
Hello. We've got Devastation,
Hey.
and we have everyone's favorite Alt Stab.
Pepsi is not okay.
Pepsi's the
Yeah.
best. So much better than Coke. Come on.
No.
Wrong.
If you ever go to a restaurant and you say,
Wrong.
"Can I have a Coke?" They're like, "Is Pepsi okay?" Pepsi's not fucking okay.
No, I said the same thing. They're like, "Oh, I'd like a Pepsi." Like, "Oh, is Coke okay?" I'm like, "Well, not really, but I guess I'll have it."
What?
Right.
Canadians,
Well-
man.
I drink both. My wife likes Coke.
I think we like different kinds of Coke anyway. I thought the first game of the week, which was SXP versus GPS, so maybe, there were a couple predictions. I think DS probably was the one who said it the most, was that both teams were really good on each other's maps, and I think that played out. My own team kind of struggled on our home field, especially in the first round. We lost the first round. I really liked the way that Jay Warrior was playing mid. I mean, I played him on that map before, so his ability to do that was not something that was a complete surprise to me, but it was difficult to counter. So we lost the first game, and I think my team was kind of down, and it was like we didn't lose it by a huge margin. So I was like, let's just regroup, whatever. And then round 2, it sucks. Jay Warrior disconnected, but we ended up winning that round. And then we went into 25, and 25 went a lot better for us than I imagined. Our strategy, I talked to Dev about it. My strategy was completely different until I talked to Dev. I mean, and I noticed it too when we were practicing. Dev would push up all the way to the entrance of our base, spawn whore, and that was quite irritating. So he told me to try that, and so I did, and I thought it worked well. But also another strategy that I thought worked really well was I could differentiate who was playing based on the tone of their skin. So Stab was a darker
That's
blue.
racist.
Stab was a darker blue. than
It's
the
a
rest of his
uniform, not
team.
their skin. Come on.
Whatever. Fuck. So Stab was darker blue.
So you
So
went for the darker one. That's not racist.
I started following Stab around the map, and I thought that really, well, it must have pissed Stab off, but I thought that really forced them to kind of abandon any sort of defense that they had. And at that point, it kind of rolled for us, but it was still 4 really competitive games, and I think we were probably matched up against maybe as far as the maps go, 2 teams that are pretty equal. So I thought it turned out to be a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys had the better strategy on 25. That was our downfall, 25, because we, had a very good chance to win or tie, well, to tie at least on round 2.
Yeah.
Until that disconnect, and it was 1-0, and I know it was 2-0 at the end, but that's just because we went for it. And same with round 3. It's 3-1 in the books, but it was 1-2. It was actually pretty close. But we knew that it was a big difference in round 3 than round 2. Round 2, we don't feel like we got outplayed so much as it was even, and there was a little bit of a blip that went in your favor. Round 3 on 25, though, you guys had, even though we kept it close, a definite advantage. And I think it was your strategy of pushing in like that, because it really made me feel like there was always a enough pressure in base when I was running, because I felt like I was getting just the most horrifically unlucky spawns, from your guys. But it was just because I think, Dev was pushing up and getting killed a lot, and just spawning back in base. Yet, when he wasn't, then he was getting the advantage of fucking up in our base. I think it's a much better idea when you think about it, right? Because if you're just pushing forward, you're gonna eventually, you're gonna die a lot too, and that's gonna kind of like give you the support on D that you need. I mean, a lot of the times, all you need is a guy to just sort of spawn in base, and then you have a really quick second shot at the guy going for the switch up the top. That's really all you need sometimes is somebody, because a lot of times the defender will miss and you'll have a shot to hit the switch and get out. But if there's ever somebody else there, you're fucked, I feel like. And so we just went straight up. It was, I think it was J Warrior on D. Denzoa just played a straight mid, a little more defensively. So, yeah, I think you guys had the right idea. And then in round 4, we tried to switch some things up. They didn't work out. So, yeah, you had our number on our home field. Like, it was a lopsided affair on that round. I felt like we could have brought it back to 26. We could have really made it a game and extended, sort of deal. But
yeah, that it really did the unfortunate thing with the J Warrior disconnect there. I mean, if you heard the cast from me and Demons here, they're like, I was super excited when Tor was running that, and once we found out that J Warrior had disconnected afterwards, we're kind of like, oh well, that's it's an unfortunate way. But to talk about map 25, it was really interesting because I helped SXP. I would say I probably helped SXP practice more, but I think I helped GPS more the day of. But and Bones had asked my opinion, and I had mentioned, well, this is the way I like to play mid, etc. And it was interesting that the day of,
so you were giving trade secrets, huh?
Nah, it's not trade secrets.
Espionage little thing going on.
Dev's best positions: run here and shoot things. And if there's a spot where I could just go and keep shooting stuff, that's where people put me. They're like, Dev, go kill things over here for us. But it was interesting that Bones had asked my opinion, and I told him this is what I thought was happening, and this is the way I think I should play mid. I'm no expert on the map. I enjoyed the map. But it was funny, the day I played GPS, and I knew SXP had adopted that strategy, when I helped GPS practice in the morning, you guys, the way you played mid, I think it was either you or J-War or something, you played like the cliffs on the sides.
Yes.
And you were obliterating me. I couldn't even get up there to do that. And I said, oh, shit. I said, I don't know how Bones' team is going to handle this because they're not ready for that. So I thought. And two things could have happened. And I was really excited to see it. Either SXP was going to be able to employ the Dev strategy better than Dev and mess up your strategy, or your strategy was going to halt that to the ground, and SXP during the game was going to have to go, oh shit, we need a new plan now. And I had no clue which way it was going to go, so I expected a really exciting set of matches. And I was actually surprised it did go in SXP's favor, and I was kind of surprised by that based on how well you guys crushed me in practice just before.
I know. They also did a really good job, and I don't know if this is a conscious, call out, by Bones to his teammates, but you guys posted somebody up on the, I guess you would call it upper platform, and that really screwed us up a lot. I think it was Dragon or something. We just kind of stand there and kind of wait for me to go up those stairs. Because I always wanted to go upper. You always want to go upper because it gives you a little bit of cover, and then you can drop down if need be. You can, that's where you want to be. Having a dude posted there was just like, it really fucked us up, and our mid approach wasn't able to help me enough there. And I don't know if that was something you guys.
Yeah, no, that was me actually. So what it took me it took me about like half a round, and I started paying because like round 3 was close. We were tied for a while, and it took me like half a round to kind of figure out how you guys were running. So I noticed like one of you guys would mostly like you do kind of what I wanted to do, which was one guy goes up top, one guy goes in the main, and you kind of
pincer.
Yeah, So I noticed that you were going top, 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 like all over and over. And so what I started doing was, no matter what, when I died and I spawned, I would come in and I would go out of the base through the top. So I ran into you every single time, and then I would,
Yeah.
I started finding out that I could wait there for you and just kill you, and that was giving Tor like because of that. I think maybe I don't know if you were telling your team to push more, but I just felt like I was running into more guys if I was sitting on the cliff.
Well, we did eventually
So
have to push more. We just had to. So
yeah, and I mean I think also I was able to take advantage of it because like I noticed Tor was getting through the bars but getting killed. So there was one point in the game that I had gotten killed. So Tor grabs the flag and I'm like halfway across, and he grabs it. He gets killed through the bars, and I'm still running, and I can hear Jay Warrior or somebody open the gate, and you have to go through. You can't come back in if you return the flag. So, like in my head, it clicked that Jay Warrior was going to, or whoever it was going to get stuck trying to come back around into the base.
Yeah, defenders.
So
out.
I just went for the flag, and I made a play. I grabbed the flag and I went out through the gate that way, and I think my team was able to push up into the base and knock out two of your guys, and all I had to do was take out one guy, and I made like I think we both got shots on each other, but my shot happened to kill him. So like I feel like that was kind of also a big strategy on that map, was just knowing when to like take your own chances and go for the flag without like totally fucking up your team, and it's just a really hard map to do that on.
Well, everything I guess is more advantageous than for you if you're playing from that spot that you got to and realized you could stay at. Because if you get us both mid end or just me, you don't got to fucking worry about anything else. You can do things like that, push up, and yeah, I don't know. We definitely should have practiced that map more. For some reason, we just felt confident on it, and we put all of our time into 26. But
That's
You're
funny.
playing the map well.
What's funny is like I helped SXP practice a lot on map 25, and I was really, really scared for Bones on 25 because like in practice they were just more or less getting like rolled majority of the games on 25, and I was like, well, I feel like an actual team like GPS, that have played all season together, they're going to play much better than a ragtag group of guys helping a team practice. And it was the morning of, I think we won the majority of the games against Bones' team in practice on map 25. And I was like, I didn't know really what GPS was doing. I didn't know if they were like taking our route and just practicing the other team's home field like super hard, or if they were just trying to buckle down 25. So whenever I saw SXP like win on your guys' home field, I was kind of like, holy shit! Like I did not expect that at all. Like based on the practice, So that was really interesting to see. It was interesting to see you guys win 26 too.
yeah,
I knew something like that was going to happen, but I don't know. It was just still a bit unexpected to me.
well, they had home field advantage, and so we kind of thought, well, more maps are going to be played on 26, so we should get that down, And as the playoffs, the new, it's not really new anymore, but the quote unquote new format goes. If we had pulled out round 2 somehow, or even tied it, we would have had a chance to go back in round 5 to 26, and I think at that point we would have had to get a win, but still very doable the way that we were playing there. So
Yeah,
very disappointed in our play on 25, and maybe a tactical error, not at least spending a little more time on it.
One thing that surprised me about the first round, not that GPS won it, because I think both teams had a good shot there, but just how quick. Altstep scored 2 minutes and 29 seconds into the first round on their opponent's home field on a pretty slowish map. Like I figured it'd be more like round 2, like there wasn't any scores until 9 minutes in. So I was kind of surprised at how quick that first cap came.
Yeah,
well,
that was
nice. The funny thing is, like, and I said this to my team when we played 26 2 seasons ago. We actually in both rounds of the playoffs we tied round 1, and essentially lost our home field advantage. So I was like, don't be surprised if the first game starts off really slowly, or it's not like, we're not rolling right away, because that just seems to be the way 26 is. And like, I felt really confident on that map only because, we've played it more than anybody else, at least myself and Tor. But J Warrior's strategy was just like, it was just killing us. Like, I tried a couple different things. I was trying to like avoid him at one point, like just run, like forget even about the fucking tunnel, like just go through the main way, and he was sniping us there. And then I was like, well, let me go through the tunnel and try and fucking like get him down that way, and it wasn't working. And I was like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do here. And so I switched us. I said, I'm gonna defend, and like I said, Dragon and Tor just just go, like I'll try to defend. And then like we got really low. It was like 2 minutes left, and I was like, you know what? Here, like, and I thought I had some chances in round one to get some flags out, but I missed some shots.
You did.
I missed some critical shots, I think, and I think people said that in the stream. I was like, fuck you guys. It was just rough. You got to give your team credit for that. And then round two, the adjustment was for me to basically spam rockets down that tunnel, and for Dragon to defend with the chain gun.
Yeah, that was nasty.
And so, I mean, I thought that
He's a
worked.
nasty
Like,
guy.
at the very least, we kept it 0-0 until J Warrior disconnected. But it's just like, I was surprised. I thought we would have played better on our own home field, but that's something we have to improve on. So
I think
nobody quite plays 26 like J Warrior.
Yeah, I think it also kind of highlights the ability of J Warrior on maps that have power ups.
Oh, yeah.
To really dominate those and come up with good strats to dominate those. He doesn't just do it by sheer force of will. He comes up with a plan, and then we just executed it, and that was all that it took. That was literally all that it took, was just dominating that. And then we got some decent chances because we were, always in that middle, and you can defend from the middle really well, and Denzoa did his part really well too. So, if a guy dropped a flag, or if a guy got out, we'd be there to shoot him down. Denzoa would eventually get a return, and we had some pretty sweet returns too.
You did.
I'm proud of my team for the way that we played on 26. I'm mad at myself for maybe picking 25. That was a mistake as our home field. I basically ended up picking it just because I had success there in the past, and I really like it, and I run well there. And I got this idea in my head that I think I fell in love with too much, and that was just that J Warrior on mid and Denzoa on D could really dominate any other team, as long as our offense was really good. And I thought that was the map that I play offense the best on. And
you were I have to say, though, like, during the whole game, you were relentless. I went back and watched the stream. You were doing a really fucking good job running. Like,
He was doing
26
stuff.
and 25. You were really good. So
thanks.
Yeah.
I
Really
did.
Yeah, I thought you played really well, all stab. Like,
Thanks, man.
probably, yeah. It's probably the best I've ever seen you play. Like, you were pumped. You were.
I would
you're
agree.
fucking
I thought
killing
he had like
Yeah.
pep in his step. It was
He
really.
did. He was killing it on O. It was ridiculous. You can see it in the stream. I'm like, dude, all stab is like going.
I haven't
for
been
it.
able to bring myself
Yeah.
to watch it yet.
I know how that is. That's how it was last season.
I was going to say, though, I'll I'll fully admit to missing the fucking switch, missing flag, and then just doing a couple boneheaded fucking things in like either round 1 or 2 on that map. I just really a couple times had some moments where I could have maybe whatever.
High stress
I
situation.
don't think we were
Yeah.
going to win no matter what I did, but
Well, don't feel bad for like picking the map for the reason you did, because I mean, when I picked our home field, 21, I brought it to my guys, and I pretty much solely picked it because of like how I can play D on it, like how I feel I play D. I was like, well, we're gonna play 21, and nobody else is playing D. I told everybody on my team that. Pretty much, I told Dev.
No
He's like,
way.
well, what position you want me? And I was like, I don't care. I'm D. It doesn't like.
Can you
only
repeat
team
that? Hang on, I gotta write this down. You're defending DS.
Everybody knows that. That's no big secret for 21.
Yeah, that's not a secret.
I guess I didn't. I guess what I meant to say was that I feel like we should have. Ralph has brought this up to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's so obvious now." But he said, "Why didn't you pick another map, or why didn't you pick for your home field a map with power up in it? Because J Warrior is so good at controlling that." And I was like, fuck, you're probably right. But I thought that like if we had picked 16 and if we ran into TDT, because we didn't know how the seedings were gonna land. I thought that would be a very tough matchup for us.
Yeah, don't pick 16.
I would have had Dosi to do a plasma run though.
Well, I wouldn't have wanted to play J Warrior on 16 because and don't feel bad about picking the map because like Dev brought this up yesterday. He can laugh. Me, Dev, and Hex, we went like fucking 5-1 or 5-2 or something.
No, wasn't it like pure 6-0 or 5-0?
Whatever, something stupidly good. And I picked a really shit fucking map for us for a home field. Like I thought it would be a good map. And we just got fucking pummeled. We didn't even score one fucking flag.
Yeah. It was bad.
And that was the end of it. It was like, first seed goes down. Typical fucking Human Bones team.
That's funny.
Yeah. Bones is like, oh, this map's good. We're going to do good here. During the game, it's like, yeah, we're fucking doing good, all right. We're getting slaughtered in the middle.
To be fair, I said, hey, guys, what kind of a home field do you want? It was like fucking dead silent. For like weeks. I was like, all right, so I'm just going to pick
one. What map was it?
Map 25. It was the old map 25 in the IDL WAD. It was Frank's map. Frank, I don't remember the name of the map, but it's tiny. It's stupid. It's not a good map.
With a very tight middle. There's one way to go through, and we play like the shotgun powerhouse team in it, and just get slow. We couldn't even cross mid.
We played water, Bluffles, and Dragon, and I was like, fuck me, that's it.
Dragon on a grindy map like that is just death, man. He's so good.
Should have picked map 1, man.
Even last season where we picked 16, it was like we stole a map on 17 from Wumbo, and it was like, yeah, we're fucking gonna ram this shit down their throat. When we get to 16, it's like red team scores, red team scores, red team scores. I'm like, okay.
You weren't red, were you?
No, it was not red. Maps are relative to the situation.
You know what our backup map, our second choice was the one where Ding Dang had the 5 health run. I think that would have been
that's
pretty
a
good for us.
disgusting map. That map should be deleted.
It should be deleted, but I love it.
Is it the week 2 map?
It's a basic white bitch map. Yeah,
it was, the very flat map that has the soul in the middle and
map 19. Map 19.
Oh yeah, okay, yep, you're right.
Yeah, we went through the map list last night, and that one had a few. Some people said, "Get this the fuck out of here." Some people
is that Chaos Core 27? That one?
It's not. It's not a Chaos Core map.
No, it was the IDL contest winner from 2000.
You said the one. Oh, so this wasn't this season.
No, it was week 3 of last season, actually.
Oh,
yeah, it was the map that I played Suck on whenever they were drunk.
Yeah, Ding Ding had a 5 health run where he went from his base to their base and back without
even moving his mouse.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I thought it was despite the home field things, I thought you guys did a lot better than I expected. Certainly on 26, and I would say that the same thing about your map. I think that game probably if J Warrior didn't get disconnected, who knows what would have happened on map 26? I mean. We could have tied it.
You definitely had our number on 25, though. I don't think that would have changed. So,
yeah,
you guys did really good, and it's even more bittersweet because I traded that team away on draft day.
Well, you know what?
But
I try to refrain until the end of the season to throw any shade at people, so I'm not going to. But it was a good game.
Right.
And so moving on to the other game, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous, which was Suck and TDT. Obviously, we opened up on map 21. So map 21, as DS said, I mean, he picked that map. He picked that map. What was it, 2 seasons ago, and his team was pretty great on it. And he played the same team, so it kind of worked out for him. And then so they won the first round, but so they went up I don't know what it was, a couple flags, and then Suck did this comeback.
They
It was
got the
2-5.
No, we got the 4 flags on round
Yeah.
1. And then flags started coming out slowly. They slowly started catching up to 4 caps, and I was like,
It got tied.
just get one more flag, please. It's just get off of this this round. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Did we got a 5th cap, right? I mean,
We did, yeah.
Yeah, I think it ended
was very-
5-3, did it not?
Yeah, it ended
But-
5-3.
But yeah, near the end of the first map, you could really feel that the momentum was switching in the Sucks' favor, and that they were getting more flags out, and they were really stopping most of our flag attempts.
Yeah, they got 3 flags within the span of 1 minute, basically.
And that's I kind of said this on the stream, when Suck is up against the wall, this is what they do, is they go fucking
Yeah.
balls to
And
the
then
wall.
they proved you totally right.
Yeah, I had to not make any presence at mid after that, because they got their first cap at 5:27 and their last cap at 6:57. So right around the 6:57 mark, when they got that last cap, I was like, I'm gonna have to just pretty much babysit this flag and just play in the back and just wait, basically, and that's what I did. And that didn't work in round 2 either, because round 2 they actually took the home field. I sounded relatively calm in the team speak. I was like, okay, this sucks, but we've practiced 06 a lot. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm freaking out. I'm like, dude, we really needed to win 21 twice in a row. I was like, this really sucks.
Same story as our game.
Yeah, we were kind of up against comments like, "We've never seen anybody like Suck play this map that well."
Yeah, I was
And
being
it-
hyped up.
it was
the ball,
true.
basically. Yeah, they were Jay told me the day before the game, he was like, Suck has really turned their 21 game around. They really upped their 21 game. And what's really funny, what's really funny is before the game, Deb was like, "Man, I'm kind of nervous about 21." I was like, "You're nervous?" No, you said you were nervous about 06. He's like, "Man, I'm really nervous about 06." And I was like, "Fuck 06, dude. I'm nervous about 21." Because I felt really confident on 06. On 21, I hadn't seen what they had done on 21 for 2 seasons, and if they've changed something since then, I was like, what could they possibly be doing better or different? What is it? Yeah, I was like, oh god, I was kind of nervous. They're just gonna fucking pummel me. It was 3-0 the entire time or something. I'm gonna have no chance. I was like, oh man. But no, it ended up working out pretty well. I don't think we played bad in round 2. It's just Suck really played great in round 2 on 21. It was
I
really
kind of
impressive, actually.
I think I misplayed and kind of let the 3rd flag in for them. You guys didn't catch it on the stream, but what had happened was I was in their base, and based on where I heard they were coming from, I expected them to come through the front door, so I stood near the front of their base, where I had the opportunity to go kind of steal their flag, and of course he came into the side, which I didn't expect. And my line of thinking was, okay, if I go to try to get the flag, but I die, then there's no opposition for them, so I'm better off sitting and waiting to see which way he's coming. And I must have missed him going around the side or something. So that kind of sucked. But the one thing I did notice is, we were getting the same kind of flag touches. I think I had 77 touches or something like that. But the problem I swear, the second you took one step outside of that door, you were down in one shot. And they just, you couldn't cross the mid at all.
Well, I practiced a lot with them, and I really liked their defensive strategy, which is different from the way that I would have played it, but it was really good. Ralph actually put himself on D, but so it was almost like a 2D or a 1 mid / D with a defender. And so I think that once they cleared, they kind of pushed up a little bit. And I think that really helped them in round 2. But overall for the whole game, so then we talk about round 3. So Suck wins round 2, and now it's tied, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" Suck, people are yelling.
Very
Suck
similar
is back.
situation to our game.
Yeah, and so we get to map 6, and it's I mean, honestly, I don't think you could score that many flags that quickly if you were fucking solo running alone in an empty server. It was fucking stupid. It was like it was 8 flags in 3 minutes, and everyone was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. And you
listen
guys,
to the stream, we were like, what?
I know.
Yeah, when round two of 06 started, you guys were like, "Hey, can you guys like slow down a bit and play a little bit slower? Like, relax."
Bones asked us to play quicker.
Yeah, can you make this go
Well,
game
that
a
was
little bit faster?
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was nutty, especially when they got the first cap, and then we tied it up and we were good, and then when they got 2 more caps pretty quick, we're kind of like, all right, we gotta step this up, and
yeah. You should have heard me when the
playing
first
lift
cap.
game really
When the
well.
first cap came out, you should have heard me in TeamSpeak. Apparently, I was like, "Really, guys, come on! Like, why?"
Yeah,
Right off the bat, and then I got a return like first cap at 15 seconds, and I got the rebound at 37 seconds right away. There's a web of it, and it's actually a really sick play by Dev and me. I was like, hit the lift. I go through the telly, and instead of going towards main, I just double straight back, and you can see like their defender coming out as I'm going through, and I'm like, psych, bitch. So I go straight up, pretty
Oh my
much.
god.
It was
Yo,
funny.
how many rounds do you think that I practiced against you guys on that map in the last
And then we got
couple
destroyed.
days?
And we kept losing or getting like 5-4, 5-4, losing 5-4.
we played hours.
Yeah, we played
eventually you started destroying us at the end, right? Like
About
the
40
last day and a
minutes.
half.
The last day, 40 minutes, and the last day of practice, the last 40 minutes, me and Dev like taught the day before we talked about doing a 2-0 type situation, and I was nervous about putting
Dude, that
much
was
weight
like
on.
3 hours of practice, and I don't
Yeah.
think we ever won a single fucking game against you guys.
I was
What's that?
scared about
I'm gonna
letting it
count.
on Hex. I was like nervous about putting that much weight on Hex on D. But then I was like, well, we can go for like the the standoff scenario, and like we'll both be crossing mid probably around the same times, and hope for the best. Hope our aim gets us through the standoffs here at mid that happen very often.
I was gonna say that was the thing, is that in all those practices, the one thing we never tried against you guys was doing the same thing against you that you did to us, and we were like, shit, we know Suck's gonna do that, so like,
Yeah.
hope it doesn't just like totally catch him off guard. And
Well, we knew that's what Suck was going to do. Because I did actually watch the demo. I did watch Ralph's demo to see what he was doing. I like skimmed through it a bit, and I was like, okay, I pretty much guessed, had a good idea of what they're doing beforehand. Anyways, like they're gonna fuck around with my lift, and then they're gonna try and like get the defender all out of whack. And what Ralph told me after the game, he said, yeah, you guys pretty much played the exact same strategy we did. You guys just executed it much better. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck, dude, you got to fight fire with fire on that map. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, because I mean, the week of map 6, we practiced against Suck like almost exclusively, and like as I've said, I could hold back Ralph and Tony for like 8 minutes, and then after that, it was just this fucking like endless assault. It is really hard to stop, and they did it a lot during the game. And it seemed like Ralph was doing it more, or maybe it was Blair. I don't know. Someone was lowering the lift, and Tony would come out from the sewer and just grab the flag and go "Whoop," and run right out. He got a number of flags that way, like more than 3, I would say.
So
I played D on all of those practices, and I can tell you, man, I was sitting on D, and I was just trying to tell whoever was on mid to like look for the guy that's going to be lowering lift, but it's harder said than done. And so honestly, all the time, like I felt like I was sitting in there with a guy just like right outside the lift, and I could see him, but I knew there was a dude coming sewer, and I just have to be like, listening for him to drop. But as soon as he drops, they're on comm speak. The one dude's dropping, he's coming up. It's like, it's the worst fucking position to
the
be
fucking
in.
Devin DS sandwich, and you're the fucking
Oh
meat.
my god!
so
Pretty much what happened. dude.
interesting statistic. So between last Tuesday, the 18th, and the 22nd, so this isn't even including game day practice, we played 19 games of map 6.
Yeah,
That's 70 hours.
We played for
practicing
like
the
3
map.
hours once. Like,
yeah, we definitely wanted 06 to be like. We did practice 21 quite a bit as well, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not counting
definitely
those.
yeah, that's a secret. But we did do 06 a lot, so
Yeah, we did. And it took us a while to get into that groove and that strategy and realizing that we had to, because the first ones were really frustrating where it's like, all right, Dev, you owe. DS is in the mid. All right, cool. And it was going okay. And then it's like, all right, well, Dev, you go in the mid. And we just weren't pulling it through. And it's like, they have 2 to 3 people in the middle. There's just me or just DS. It's like, this is not working. We're getting completely overpowered. And then we eventually settled on the suck strategy and then just practicing it and getting it to work.
Everybody has to fall back, and
Well, what was happening is like we would do one game of like a pretty like default strat, like 1 mid, 1 D, 1 O, and we would win a game and we'd be like, yeah, this looks good, and then we'd go back to the map like literally a minute later and do it again, and then we would just be like 5-2 or 5-1, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, okay, this is too like inconsistent to run as a strategy against in a playoff game. So I mean, and the thing is we were out fragging the other team. It's not like we weren't like really doing much at mid, because like we were getting a shit ton of frags, but that puts so much pressure on your guy on O, because there's like a bunch of spawns like directly in the flag room right there. And every spawn starts with a weapon, a chain gun or a shotgun. And it just wasn't working. And I was like, okay, just brainless frag power isn't going to work.
That's why I've always hated the strategy of pushing up your mid into their like SSG pickup, because I feel like
it does spawns outside.
Exactly, it does nothing. Eventually, one of the guys that you kill, he's just gonna spawn at mid.
Yeah,
and then he's in perfect position at that point.
You need to hold him off, but not kill them.
It's actually like, I don't even think you need to be, quote unquote, an elite runner to run that map. I think you just need somebody to be able to get in and then have the coverage in mid to cover those spawns so you can just get out. It's not really
running is simple there.
It's not actually smart CTF. It's just
no, running there is like dealer's choice. I could go here, I could go there. I mean, it's fucking
I mean, I'm not a runner, and I got 4 points on the first round we played, so
it's just funny because I think
I can run on that map. If I can get 4 points on that, like anybody can run it.
At the beginning of this stream, I predicted TDT in 5, and that was only because I had practiced so much against Suck on map 6, and I was like, I just don't know how you're going to be able to counter that, because I couldn't come up with a fucking strategy to do it. But I thought you guys did a really good job of adapting. Like you said, you basically adapted their own strategy and turned it against them. And it was back and forth in round 3, and then round 4, I think it's they kind of fell apart a little bit. They just couldn't get rolling there. So
I had that one hero save right in front of their flag before they scored, and then I brought the flag back to our base.
Yeah, there's actually a clip that I may or may not like put in like a funny highlight or something, but like basically my reaction in TeamSpeak whenever Dev gets the last cap at like 1 second left, I pretty much go nuclear in TeamSpeak, because like been in the playoffs so much, 6 seasons of WDL. I was like, I finally made it through the playoffs. Holy fuck! I just went nuts.
You mean the finals?
All right, I made it through the playoffs into the finals. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever done that.
It is a good feeling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll tell you the time that I made it, the time that I beat Suck in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Suck, man. But the time that my team, beat them in, what was it, 7 maps or some shit?
Wow.
It was like 19 maps. It was a fucking 8-hour game.
Well, because we went 2-2, and then I think it was like 1-1-1, and then we fucking pulled out like a 1 cap win. It was like, stop celebrating. Yeah. The comms were, nobody could hear a damn thing because it was me and Dragon just, oh my god.
I was definitely the most excited, I think, in Team Hex and Dev. Like, Dev was like, hell yeah, guys. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I'm yelling pretty much.
Hell yeah. Like, no, Dev was like, oh yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. I want 1 large pizza with pepperoni.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say after that.
So, I'll stab. I'm going to bring this up. I heard you on the street, and they're like, isn't Dev, doesn't he want to tell us to move better, man? Look at Dev, he's getting stuck over there. I think Dev needs to learn how to move.
What? Or whatever you said. That was funny. I heard that.
Yeah.
I think I said something like, Dev was telling us the other night that, like, we all need to have, like, better movement, and now look at him or something. I don't know. You were just,
I get stuck on the ledge, man. I was trying to,
you fucked up.
Yeah, it was funny.
The funniest was I did watching Cabler get, like, stuck in the steps. He's just like, hop, 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 and he couldn't get out.
I didn't see that from my point of view. I wish I would have.
Oh, it was funny.
Up.
It was crazy.
I remember hearing Hex. He was like, "What if I'm stuck in the stairs?"
Yeah.
You're talking on 21.
Yeah, somebody got stuck like. Up
That's
the stairs
right.
in
Okay,
between.
because I was talking about how shitty that map is because every wall you touch, it's like Velcro. It's just the worst. It's the worst put together map. I mean, I don't want to like rip on somebody that made that because
I love it.
I can't make a map for shit, but
I love it.
I don't know.
It's a wonderful map.
But Dev's response, the night we were practicing was just like, get better movement. And then we were watching him just like it was like he was navigating a Picasso painting. It was just like ugh.
The one time I got stuck, he makes a comment. He's like, "Oh, Dev got stuck once finally."
Dude, yeah, on map, yeah, I do agree. The like lines and shit in 21 are really annoying. Because game 2, like 2 minutes in, when they got like I think it was around 2 minutes in, when they got the first cab, I got like fucking sucked into this vortex of a corner, and I couldn't like get out. And I was like, "He's going out. I'm stuck." I was like just stuck in this fucking.
Well, we were
right by Maine.
Are you talking
I was
about by
so
the telly?
mad. It's right by. It was either Maine or like the long exit that I got stuck on because like I went to like cut in and I cut like right like barely touched the corner and I fucking went straight into the corner. And it's like you can't like pull yourself out of it. Like, yeah, it's like
we were looking at maps really quickly. We were looking at maps really quickly last night, and we were looking at 21, and DS was like, out of nowhere, it was like, I got stuck in a fucking vortex, and it was just
yeah,
it's like it's true. You get stuck on these maps, and the walls in that map, and you can't fucking move.
Got sucked into a fucking vortex, dude. It sucks.
I love when you're running up the stairs, by the teleporter to get into their base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love when you're doing that, and then like you just fuck up and like end up on like the other side
of the thing,
and then you're just in the corner, and like you try to jump out, but you can't.
You have to like
back up a little bit and jump, but then you get like shot or something, and like it just And like I saw that a couple times where somebody was. Poor bastard.
That's what happened to me when you made your
stuck
comment.
on the other side.
Was that
it?
Yeah,
you were just...
I was. Yeah, I was stuck on the other end trying to jump back over, and Ralph was just like, boom.
Speaking of getting stuck on the other end, I saw a video that Demon Sphere made that was pretty funny on.
Oh yeah, at this moment, yeah, I was thinking in my head. You could see like the slight panic in my mouse for a second when I realized 2 of them went over. I kind of like shoved my face in the wall and shake a little bit. I'm like, I'm not getting through there, dude. I was like,
what a moment.
Yeah, like,
okay, so just for the folks at home here, so Demon Sphere's playing D, or it just happened to be in.
I started playing dedicated mid at that point in the game. Yeah.
Anyway, he hears the lift and he's like, "Oh my god!" Whoa! And he just dives for it. And I think you just missed a shot.
I shot directly in between both of them. Like I missed.
And he jumps and goes over the lift, and then the other 2 guys go over the lift into the face.
I was like,
and then the lift just goes up, and he's just like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a cap for sure, dude. I was like, that.
Yeah, but then you definitely like kicked ass by picking up the rockets, and you got a guy in the bottom, and then you got the guy in the coming back out, or you got the guy coming back out the lift, and then you got the guy in the bottom. It was very nice.
I got both the guys at the bottom. I got the guy in the lift, the guy at the bottom of the rocket, and I dropped down because I thought he was going water. And as I was jumping, I saw like the flag like out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh hell no, dude! And I got Ralph's. Took all 3 of them out. I was like, yeah, it was really, really lucky. I thought that was definitely a cap when I saw both.
I mean, there's a little bit of luck, but very nicely done. Very nicely done.
Thanks.
Well,
yeah,
the results of both games are that SXP advances to the finals, and so does TDT. So we've got a map 26 and a map 21 finals. SXP got the higher seed, so it'll start off on 26. It'll be 2 rounds of 26, and 1 or 2 rounds of 21, and then we'll switch back and forth after that. So, well,
can I interject?
Happen? You can interject. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that one of the things I like about this league, is that we've gotten to be friends. A lot of us.
I don't consider you my friend. But continue.
I love it. All right. Thank you. Wow. Anyway, but what ends up happening though is, at least for me, man, last night was so weird because it was like when you two guys played, I wanted you both to win, and so then when one of you won, instead of feeling good for the guy that won, which I do feel good for you for winning, it's like I felt immediate sadness,
For Suck?
for my boy Ralph,
Yeah.
he's gone 6 seasons now.
Yeah, whatever. Ralph had a lot of success early on in the IDL.
Well,
I just want to say, I mean, I feel bad for him.
I do too.
Got a real bad, always being the bridesmaid kind of streak going on. But then again, it's Ralph. He is the biggest ego of any person I've ever met. I think he'll be
Suck his
okay.
back, baby.
have you ever met
I think
me?
you'll be
Like,
okay.
really? Have you met me? Oh, I guess you never met me.
Well, here's the thing for me about this finals matchup is like, Dev taught me how to strafe in like 2003. Like he taught me how to play basically. So, like,
I know.
If I'm gonna-
Strafe in
weaknesses.
2003, noob.
whatever the fuck it was, yeah, fuck you.
It was around 03, yeah.
It was. I was like 10. And so like if I'm gonna lose to anybody, I would love for it to be Dev because and DS of course. I like DS.
You weren't 10 in 2000.
It's kind of funny because I feel like the
I was-
same kind
yeah, I
of
was
way
10.
because
You weren't.
I tried so hard to get Bones his first title for like the longest time possible. Like every time he'd draft me. But that's the one thing about playing this game for so long. Like it's kind of weird. Like I knew Bones when he was 11. I knew Ty when he was 12. Like
I mean, you
Yeah.
guys,
Crazy.
like Sonya, right? You remember, Sonya?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. Big time in my clan, with Stark.
Yeah.
Won't go into, but like I think that she started playing when I started playing, which was in 2003, and then when I did the fucking math, when I found out how old she was later when she was in my clan, I was like, you were like 7? What the fuck? And
Yeah.
and she was,
well,
Bizarre.
I knew Kevin's Switcher's son when he was like 5 and 6 playing. I met him when he was 6 or 7. That would have been 10 years ago. So he's like 17 now.
Holy shit. Well, also, what about like Sam I Am's daughter, Hannah? Do you ever meet? You ever talk to her?
I think I did play with her a long time ago. I
Now,
haven't
if you
seen Sam I Am in a long
was,
time.
like 5 in like 2005, she's fucking like
Yeah.
15, 16 now. I mean, to me, but anyway, like so.
Or 17.
Right. I would be, fine losing to Dev and DS. I'm not
good.
planning on doing that, but
That's
if
good.
it
It's
happens,
I'll send you the sympathy card before we play.
Yeah, it's funny you said
Yeah.
there's only going to be 3 rounds because we're going to beat you on 2
I
rounds.
didn't.
26.
Okay, I just said you never know what's gonna happen. It could be 1 or 2. I mean, technical, whatever. But so we know what's gonna happen on 26 and 21. We saw both teams play. It appears that we may have to do some more homework on our own home fields than our opponents. So, but I mean, we've played you. I've played practice against you guys on 26. So you've got a pretty good idea of what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's funny. And so like I mean, I've got quite a bit of evidence on what you're gonna do as well on 21. So
Yeah.
That's an open book.
right.
I mean,
I don't think there's gonna be any surprises. I just think it's gonna be
Like cheer whoever plays better that day, dude. Whatever team
gonna
comes.
be,
Exactly.
yeah, a lot of
Those are
practice.
best.
I think from both teams. I hope it's going to be a good match.
It will be. I don't think it'll be like last year. Last year was a 3-round sweep, first
Yeah,
place
it was
frauds. So yeah, I think it'll be a good match.
We got to
I'm
get
looking
our
forward to
revenge
it.
on
Yeah.
you.
Last
I'm
year,
definitely looking forward to it.
was the most lopsided this league has ever been. I mean, that was a damn mistake by a bunch of us on draft day. And then
Yeah.
it was
I think
The
we're
teams
all
this
way
season
too
were great.
drunk. I think we're all way too drunk during that draft. To be honest,
I
I was. I know I definitely was because
Bones was of sound mind when he fucked his team up.
Excuse me, I didn't fuck my team up. Excuse me, wait. Did you make
I was
playoffs
happy with
last
my
season?
team.
I don't remember. Did you make the playoffs last season, Stab?
Didn't I?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Did you make the playoffs last
I thought I
season?
did.
Oh,
I
I'm
liked
sorry.
my team, but I mean, I was definitely trashed during the draft. 100% gone.
Yeah, dude, me too.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be
It will
interesting.
be a really good game. I'm actually looking forward to it very
So
much.
what are the maps? It's going to be
It's
21
going to be
and
26,
26.
and then 21. Yeah.
and 26.
So you're the only
26 does-
person. You're the only person that's not playing in this game, so you
Oh,
can
yeah.
give like a good opinion on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, here's what I think. SXP is going to have a hell of a fucking time on 21.
Well, what about
Fortunately for
26?
them, they have home field advantage.
Yeah.
So on 26, I haven't seen TDT play. We never practiced against you guys this week on that map. So
Well,
I
if you want to go
guess-
back, you can go back and check the IDL 2011 Master Bowl where I won that map.
Well,
Ooh!
there's
just-
an interesting dichotomy here because TDT, Dev and DS have helped us practice quite a bit, but at the same time, so they understand how we play, we know how they play, and the thing about 21 is that like I've played that map. We played that map in the regular season. It's been played in the IFL.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up when we mentioned
I know.
it. Yeah, I told
Dragon
Dev,
is also very familiar with that map.
I
So
told Dev that I was like in the IFL earlier this year. You know, we all three played that map real recently. Like, so
yeah, and I mean like I think I have a
got
pretty good
benched for
strategy.
I Doom or some shit, or I am 1 HP. But you know,
I
I don't know
will
what the
say
point
is
of me
I
saying
don't-
that was.
I don't. Well, I think you were just insulting yourself if you got benched for that.
Yeah, I like to do that.
But I don't think either
I
of
like to
these
get
maps
out in front of everybody, and just do it.
neither of these maps are foreign to anybody. So
I think the
You
most
know.
interesting dynamic is going to be going from a slower map to a faster map and back.
Yeah.
I'll just say
Yeah.
this: SXP, I think, has to get better on 26, which is crazy because it's their home field, and I feel like they played it so well last year. But I mean, I think now that there's a whole, 2 rounds played, a video of what happened, it should be pretty fucking simple to figure out, things that you could do different.
Yeah. I mean, and the same thing goes for TDT on their home field. They've played 2 games on there. They know what works, what doesn't work, and so both teams can really take advantage of that. I mean, like we had never practiced against anything like J Warriors mid, so I mean that was
Right.
good. It took us a whole round and a half to adjust to that. So
Neither of you guys ended up playing well on your home fields, because if you play well in your home field, you hold home field advantage, and neither of you kept it. Both of you were the favorites, right, or had the higher seed and lost home field advantage, immediately. So it's going to be interesting to see. I guess the tale of this story, I believe, is going to be who is going to shore up their home field, so that they lock that down. Yeah. So I don't know. If I had to guess, I would think it's going to be. I think it's going to be both teams, and so I think it's going to be a real grind. And I think this is actually going to be one of the better playoffs we've ever had. My
In the
team
finals?
in the finals. I mean, my finals with with Dragon and that human robot Terminator guy. I can't remember his name.
Yorick.
Yes. Yeah, when Dragon York and I played the super team that Zakin created, we actually took them to 5 rounds in the playoffs, and I think we lost 1-2 with 2 ties. So it was very close, But I don't think that a finals has been closer than that. They've mostly been kind of decisive. Like Suck lost bad with Stark and Hex to Wombo the one year. The other year, Zakin with Ty and what's his face Wazop, they didn't do well because Zakin kind of did his thing, and team morale just went downhill. And I'm trying to think of some other seasons, but
I thought SXP Suck was close enough. I mean, it was no,
not really. You guys won it in 4, didn't you?
5.
Was it 5?
Yeah, we tied. We tried the first round on 26, won the second round, Won the third round on 32.
Yeah, you did,
Lost
yeah.
the fourth round on 32 because I didn't
Ah.
understand the math. I wasn't playing for a win. I was.
You won it
Went
on
back.
26.
Yeah, we went back to 26, and it was like Rude talked about it. It was like toothpaste coming out of a fucking toothbrush. It was guys constantly coming down the tunnel. It was insane. So I thought that was close.
So your matchup and mine were, I guess, 5 games. Those are pretty good, but all the rest of them, because like last year with Rosking's team, that just didn't work out for them against that super team. And so yeah,
what about,
I think that this has potential for a great game, like a very extensive game. I think this could go the distance.
This could go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the
I don't
only
know what the
interesting
distance
thing
is because it could keep going forever, right?
It
The
could
map list does end, but yeah, I guess.
after like 30 fucking.
yeah.
The only interesting thing, I guess, is that when we played TDT in the regular season, they had just picked up Hex, so they cobbled this team together, and we were playing without Dragon. So like, we don't really know the full potential of both of these teams playing against each other. But I imagine, I mean, we were tied in the fucking points, so it's like, depending on the outcome of that game, either team could have been in first place. So I think we're really well matched for each other. So I think it's gonna be a really good match.
If there's one thing that I know about like Dragon, because you were saying you were playing without him. I mean, my God, does that motherfucker show up to play in a big game? So
Certainly does.
and Torvald is a very consistent player, and you are you. So I think you guys are going to be fine.
Where's my boy?
Demon Sphere's never been to the finals. Dev obviously has in the IDL, so I'm not worried about Dev at all. Hex, I think, is the X factor here. He's played really fucking good ever since he's been installed into that starting lineup, and I think he's improved your team. I know that Ding played well, and I love the Dinger, but I feel like you guys were more dimensional with him because you basically asked him to do one thing. You said run and don't look back. Basically, that was, to be fair, right, what you did. And, he, to his credit, did it and did it well. And ended up, I think, with like a really good cap percentage and everything, like really good
Ding's had a really good shotgun, though. He's got good aim, too, so he could play mid or D.
Does.
It's just he's not going to play mid or D better than me or DS. Like, I mean...
No, I know, but I
he's
guess
got
my
really
point
good
is
aim.
just that Hex makes you guys
More versatile. Yeah.
Yes.
What about
far,
MVP? What about MVP? MVP of the week.
Yeah, I got to go here in 2 minutes.
Are you the host here, Demon Sphere, or something all of a sudden?
No, it's 9:26.
I would have loved to push this along about a half an hour ago. So player of the week. Yeah, let's start off with Dev.
Oh, me first.
You first.
Well, honestly, I'm not going to pick anybody from my game, so it has to be from SXP or GPS. And as I look at the stats and try to remember the game and stuff, and based on how I thought map 25 was going to go, and for the fact that he's a European that had a 212% KD ratio, I'm going to have to pick Dragon. I think Dragon played really well on defense there and shut down GPS, who I thought was slightly stronger in that map.
Fair enough. Alt stab.
You know what? I'm actually still thinking here, so just move that, pass it along.
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to put MVP. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I'm probably gonna have to say alt stab. It's a tie between stab and Dragon. I'm gonna go with stab because, like was said earlier in the show, he definitely played probably the best offense I've ever seen stab play. He was definitely bringing it all to his team, trying to get his team into the finals. But I mean, some shit happened. Players disconnected.
Yeah.
BS can happen in the middle of a game. But still, anytime I switched to stab, he was like just making these killer plays on O, getting the flag, like, just across mid, in the base. I mean, I don't know. It was Stab has came a long way as a player, so it was very interesting seeing him play to that level of offense.
He brought his Doom God game to those games for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think for me, I would have to go with Jay Warrior, and that's just from being on the other side of it, seeing his ability to basically control map 26, and it was only stopped by his fucking computer crashing. He was
Yeah.
insane on 26. He had complete control of the middle and the tunnel, and our offense, our defense. He was great. So even though they lost, I thought they had a lot of momentum on 26, and yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jay Warrior.
All right, sorry, I've just been waffling, so that's
I like
why I
waffles.
want to. Yeah,
Waffles are
well,
good.
I feel like there was a lot of standout performances here, and like we've already gone over a lot of it. Ralph played really good D, which was surprising, because he doesn't usually do that. Tony ended up with 7 points on 7 captures, just straight captures. Tony had 7 of them. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And then, but they didn't win. And I don't know. I'm just sort of excluding my game. Well, I'm not my team. Dragon, I guess, would be obviously who I would pick if I were to look at our matchup. Or Torvald, who also got 7 captures. Amazing. He actually had a very almost identical stat line to Tony. But in the end, I think that I got to go with Hex. Just because he was picked up off of waivers, and I know he's not a waiver player, as in like he probably would have got drafted if he
He's a
didn't sign
waiver.
up. He's a waiver wire player. It's a fantasy thing, but he was a free agent. Sorry,
I know what
Yeah.
a fucking waiver wire is.
he was not a. Yeah, no, I guess I misspoke. But he was a free agent. But he's not your typical free agent. He's definitely an established third at least on a team. He's been around. He's very smart. Um, so I'm not totally surprised that he's had the success that he's had, but I wouldn't have bet on it. And man, he's come in and had to. He's been put in some tough spots. And what did he do? He ended up with a 107 KD ratio, plus tied for the most points on his team. 3 caps, 3 P caps, 3 assists. Sexy Hexy. I'm gonna go
Hell
with
yeah.
him because Devin Demon Sphere, that's a constant, and it's their third. Are they gonna elevate? Is he gonna elevate those two? Yes, is the answer for those this particular matchup. So
All
I
right.
was a little
Well,
long-winded.
Right on.
well, I mean that wraps up WDL Radio Playoff Edition. So we are on to the finals. The next time we are talking to you, we will be talking about who won this season of the WDL, and we're not quite sure when that game is going to happen yet. Could be a bit of a delay, so we
And it'll
be
be
looking for that information.
Look forward to also the
Really?
Nightmare and Doom Guy awards.
I'm not even
Oh.
switching to you because I don't think that your face deserves to be up there. You can't interrupt my train of thought because I stutter and like.
Well, I didn't want you to not mention that because that's
I wasn't
I
going.
want people to tune in.
Thanks for having me.
Tune in next week
Yeah. Okay.
for our Doom Guy Awards, the 3rd annual, and Nightmare Awards.
Hell yeah.
And thank you to DS. Devastation has left us. Alt Stab, and of course myself, Human Bone. So yes, check the forums for a date on this game. It should be happening within the next week/week and a half. So we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye.